Hi. You know, I was at work tonight playing a wedding. We don't always have the music in advance and for the ceremony. And I was just thinking about how easy it is to have preconceived notions about things, good or bad. And we know we're human, and we can make up our minds based on a performer or who the composer is and whether or not we like something. And we can have those expectations shattered when we're least expecting it in a good or a bad way. Sometimes you really like somebody and go, oh, they're better than this. Or the opposite, saying, never liked this person's music and now this is pretty cool. You know, for example, I remember years and years ago, I had my first laptop and getting music online was a brand new thing. At least it was for me. And I was using a dial-up modem, and it took 15 minutes to download a single, but I was determined to do it. And I was using a, the Dell Jukebox. Yeah, I remember that. And they give you like a 10-second or 15-second preview. And I heard something. I said, "This is sort of cool. It sounds like a James Bond theme. I'm going to do this." And I just selected what it was. I let it go, and then they had this feature that once it was finished downloading, I think it would just start playing. And I said, "Yeah, this is cool." And then suddenly the singer came in, and I thought, "Oh dear God, I just downloaded a Britney Spears song, and I'm gonna be 40. What? What? Ah!" It was toxic, and you know, I'm still not a Britney Spears fan, but I still say that was a really cool track. Yeah. So anyway, because there's an old Turkish proverb that says, "The eyes may deceive, but the stomach never lies." So sometimes you gotta just go with your gut, no matter what you're thinking or what your preconceived notions are, and that goes for anything or even more importantly, with other folks, right? Um, just to give you another example, since election day is coming up, and we've already had our early voting. Back in 2012, was the election for either to reelect President Obama or for Mitt Romney. And first of all, I live up near Columbia University in the Morningside Heights Harlem border, and I would venture to guess that voting is a lot more fun in my neighborhood than it is in a lot of most other places. And in this case, there was a long line, and of course, they couldn't do that today, but the election, the poll workers came out with candy, like Halloween bags, just passing it out because they said, we don't want you people to get grumpy while you're waiting on this long line. And, folks were singing songs. Some people were playing verbal games. It's the stuff you might do, in the past. Musicians used to do a lot of that on the band buses. It was that kind of thing. So it was just very festive. And a little boy who was standing in front of me, I guess, felt comfortable in this very festive atmosphere, almost party-like atmosphere, to turn around and just say, "So, mister, who are you going to vote for?" And, well, the teacher and me decided, aha, civics lesson. So I turned and I said, well, it's really, we don't really talk about that because voting is a sacred thing, and we keep that private. We don't discuss it. But I tell you what, I will give you a hint. When the person I'm going to vote for was in college, he lived right up the street. He lived right up on 109th Street, just about 2-3 blocks from here. And he just did one of these, and I said, "Hang on, you mean Mitt Romney lived in this neighborhood?" And everybody within earshot just lost it. I lost it because, come on, that was really funny. His mom was a little embarrassed, and the poor kid was just now very confused as to why everyone was, howling. And I assured his mother, "No, this is cool." And I said, "Well," I said, "No, guess again. I'll give you one more guess." And he went, "Huh? So you're not voting for Mitt Romney?" I went, "Mm-mm." And at this point, his mother intervened and said, "No, sweetheart, you can't always make an assumption based on the things that you're seeing, and you can't just think that you know what's going to happen based on the things that you're seeing." And I thought, it's really a good lesson for all of us, for all parts of our life. And again, I had to, she clearly was embarrassed, and I don't know why. I mean, he's a kid, and going by his own experiences. I saw nothing wrong with it. And actually, once again, I thought it was really funny. But there you go. A good reminder for all of us. When I was his age, especially, I remember even younger, because maybe this boy was about 7 or 8, when I was real little, and all throughout my life, really. I'm still a record collector. People call it vinyl today, but my records were also shellac and plastic and all in paper and all kinds of stuff. And I would play stuff based sometimes on the visual. I wanted to like something or I wanted to listen to something just based because I wanted to watch that record go around. And sometimes it worked, and I ended up learning to love and appreciate and give a second listen to a lot of music that maybe I might not have considered, right? Just based on that criteria. I'm not sure that's the best, but what are you going to do? It worked, right? So two things to this day. One is I give everything a chance, and more than a preliminary hearing before I make up my mind, and sometimes a third and fourth hearing, and sometimes I'll come back to it much later. Same thing with food. There's food I didn't like 10 years ago that I love now. So the takeaway, like I said, two things. One is I give things second, third, and fourth chances, especially when my gut tells me I should. And if I definitively don't like something, at least I know I gave it a fair shot. And the other is not to make up my mind too quickly, unless I have a very visceral response, unless I have a very strong reaction. But I'll still revisit something later on. Anyway, I hope you have a safe and happy and wonderful couple of days, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.